How much food should I feed my dog? Food is essential for your pet as it aids in promoting good health, growth, and development. Most dog owners work so hard to provide their pets with food. However, most have wondered about the right amount for their dogs. Several factors may influence the correct amount of food you should feed your pet. Let's get started. Feeding the puppies. After 8 weeks, you should have started weaning most puppies from their mother's milk. Any dog owner should introduce the puppies to semi-solid or solid food after attaining an age of 3 to 4 weeks. When feeding the puppies, the amount of food and type of food you feed them will depend on multiple factors. These factors include their size, environment, activity level, and rate of metabolism. While feeding them, it's also important to check their weight. Experts advise that you gradually decrease the feed frequency if the puppies seem overweight. You can increase the frequency and the amount of feeds if the dog seems emaciated with ribs showing. It's important to feed the puppies more frequently with food rich in protein and other nutrients to foster their growth. Approximately feed them thrice a day, having the first meal in the morning, noon, and evening. You'll have to reduce the frequency of feeding the puppies as they age, as the food requirement for body weight starts to level off. When the puppies are 5 to 6 months old, you can reduce the meals to 2 meals a day. To encourage your finicky eater, adding a warm water to the dry food will be helpful. It's necessary to avoid feeding puppies with milk as it predisposes them to digestive problems. Feeding an adult dog. After attaining a 1-year-old, you should start treating your puppy as an adult dog. The adult life period usually lasts between 6 to 8 years, depending on the care you give your dog and the dog breed. During this period, most dogs are usually active and maintain the same lifestyle. Therefore, the amount of nutrients and food they need during this period remains the same. The diet you provide the dogs at this stage of life is mainly for maintaining their health and lifestyle. Your dog may need more energy-giving foods if it engages in multiple activities. When feeding, the dog provides small quantities of food in the morning. However, experts advise that you give it more food before and after strenuous activity or exercise. Additionally, consider the weight when feeding your adult dog by gradually reducing the frequency of feeding your dog if it seems overweight. It'll be good to feed an adult dog twice a day in the morning and early evenings. However, the activities of your dog might have you alter the feeding plan by increasing the frequency of feeding to 3 times a day and increasing energy-giving foods in the diet. These foods and feeding frequencies will help the dog cope with specific activities. Feeding senior or old dogs. It's always a challenging task to appropriately feed an older dog than feeding an adult or puppy. Due to the age and complications in different body systems, you might have additional diets for these dogs. Nonetheless, these dogs will require fewer feeds and dietary requirements, such as an increasing energy requirements. When feeding the senior dogs, it's good to provide them with feeds containing few calories. However, these feeds should have the proper nutrients levels to help keep the dog's strength intact. It's essential to consider the weight, overall health, and activities the dog engages in, therefore deciding how much food you should feed it. Overfeeding the senior's dogs might lead to certain health complications such as obesity and heart problems. The reason being, they don't take part in any activities that help burn the calories. Contrary, if you provide fewer foods, the pet will look weak and emaciated. Averagely, it'd help if you fed the dog twice a day, mainly providing high energy giving foods. Breeding or pregnant dogs. How much food should I feed my dog? It's a question most dog owners, especially first-time dog owners, have been asking. It's essential to check the dog's breeding stage before determining the appropriate amount. Pregnant and breeding dogs usually require attentive care. Unlike other dogs, the gestation period of dogs is usually 62 days, during which the dog requires adequate care and proper feeding. You can maintain the diet during the first 4 to 5 weeks of getting pregnant. Feed your pet with a regular amount of food, the same ingredients and the same interval daily. After this duration, during the last 3 weeks, it's essential to increase the amount of food for the dog. You can feed the dog 3 to 4 times a day and provide a huge amount of meals that will help to increase the number of calories. It'll be essential to ensure getting a healthy puppy and the dog prepares well for the lactation period. Wrapping up, how much food should I feed my dog? This question has caused many dog owners to conduct numerous studies to get the appropriate answer. The information above provides a comprehensive guide on the amount of food you should give your dog basing on different growth stages. Various other factors will also help you determine the correct amount of food and times you should be feeding your pet.